Now these are the examples that how the hydraulic jumps are created. So you can see exactly in the video when the two different depth of the water are merged each other, then the hydraulic jumps are created over the surface, right? So these are the basic understanding in uniform and the non-uniform flow. So let me define again that what is the non-uniform flow. So if the velocity of the flow, depth of the flow per cross section of the channel are not in constant or not remain the same throughout the channel, we'll consider as it is the kind of the non-uniform flow. Now non-uniform flow, we understand it by help of the specific energy and specific curve. So what is the specific energy? So specific energy are those when the water will flow in the channel, it will conserve with the three different types of the heads. So these are the head with addition to make the total energy. So the first head will be the datum head. You can see in this figure that these are the Z we consider as the datum head, which shows that the channel is inclined. Second head will be the height of or depth of the water in the channel, will denoted by the capital H. And third head will be the velocity head, that will consider as v square by 2g. So these are the summation of when three head in the channel that we consider as total energy in the channel. So this total energy we can understand it by help of the specific energy curve. So in every channel we consist with the specific energy curve where we plot the depth of the water versus the specific energy. So here we consider that in vertical axis, y-axis, the depth of the water in the channel, and the x-axis we consider as the specific energy. And this we can show it by help of the relation EP by H. So EP is the potential energy and H will be the depth of the water. So always first initially we will plot the line that is considered as the angle with the horizontal is 45. So this line we will call that EP line, and then after we will plot the specific energy curve in form of the parabola inside this line, which consists with the two heads. For example, if I will take the point G, then these G point are consist with two different types of the energy. One is which I measure it from the horizontal axis, consider as the depth of the water denoted by, for example, here H1, and the second one we are measure it from this inclined line that we consider as EP is equal to H. So from this line if I will measure the length at the point G, then I will consider that it is the velocity here. So these G point are denoted by two different ways. One is from the horizontal axis consider as depth of water, and one is from the inclined line that we consider as the velocity here. So we consider EP is equal to H, where E is the kinematic energy of the flow and denoted it by v square by 2g. So now considering that it is the rectangle channel in which the flow is non-uniform and the discharge from the rectangle channel will be Q and the width of the channel will be D. So these are just I have derived some of the example here that how the specific energy curve are plotted. There will be three different possibilities to creation of any point in the specific energy curve. One point where the depth is low, so you can consider in this rectangle channel the depth will be H1, and this depth will be coincide below to the midpoint of the specific energy curve. So these are the point that we consider as subcritical flow H1. So at the time we can observe that the depth H1 is less compared to the velocity head. So we consider as velocity is greater than to the H1. So the specific energy are created by EP by EK, so that H plus V, but we know that V is the velocity head and that we are constructed it by help of v square by 2g. So we make the equation for the specific energy E is equal to H plus v square by 2g. These are the one case. Now let me assume that these are the second case where we observe that maximum depth of water in the channel, and this is denoted by H2. So that point I will coincide in the specific energy curve at the point at H2. So now you see that the depth is greater but the velocity is less, right? So here in this point you can consider H2 is greater than to the V2. So we again find out that the specific energy, again it is a submission of H2 plus V2, H2 V square by 2G. So in any specific energy curve, always we are obtaining 2 points, where one point we find out that the minimum depth and another point where we find out that the maximum depth. But again in both the cases where you observe that the specific energy are remain same, it means in the depth H1 you observe that depth is low but velocity is high. In the second case you observe that depth is greater but the velocity is low. So these are the simultaneous relations between depth to the velocity. Somewhere we observe that depth is less but the velocity is high, and somewhere else we observe that depth is greater but the velocity is low. So ultimately the specific energy is nothing but it is the submission of these potential head to the kinetic head. So potential head measured it by help of depth of the water, and kinetic head we measure it the velocity gradient. So that we observed it in form of V square by 2G, right? And the third point where you observe that the depth and the velocity both are equal. So at the time we observe that these are the depth where the specific energy are minimum. These are the center point of the specific energy curve, where you observe that depth from the bottom of the graph as well as from the top of the inclined line, that means the velocity head and the depth head will always remain same. So at the point we observe, suppose you measure the specific energy at this point, then this is always considered as the minimum specific energy in the river channel. And this specific energy again we could find it by help of the critical depth addition to the critical velocity. So Hc plus Vc by 2G, where you observe that Hc is equal to always the Vc. So these are the basic concept to derive the specific energy curve. And now earlier we know that by help of the continuity equation Q is equal to AC, but again in this Q, if we find out the small q discharge per unit width of the channel, then we say that Q is equal to Q divided by the width of the channel. So Q by V, and again it will always constant. So now we observe the velocity V is equal to what? So discharge by area, but discharge we derived earlier, and that will divide by the width of the channel. So we say that Q by B into H, but Q by B we have derived that it means it is the discharge per unit width. So we consider it is the small q, so it is the Q by H, right? Let me insert this equation into the specific energy curve. So E, that means Ek plus Ep itself called as the specific energy curve, and in form of the expression we are deriving E is equal to H plus V square by 2G. Now instead this V square, now we have derived the value for V, so let me put that V square means Q square upon H square. So Q square upon H square and divide by 2G. So these are the fundamental equation that we have derived from using the specific energy curve. So E is equal to always and always the addition of the depth of water plus Q square by 2G H square. Now what means of the critical depth? Hc. These are the point where we always observe the specific energy is minimum. So critical depth will define that it is the depth where the specific energy is minimum. This depth we consider as the critical depth, and it is denoted by Hc. The depth of the flow of water at the point C, it means in the graph, we consider that it is the critical depth and where the specific energy is minimum. So let me assume that the specific energy is 0. So we say that dE by dH is equal to 0. So we take the differentiation of the specific energy with respect to the depth of the water is equal to 0. Now earlier we derived the equations for specific energy, H plus Q square by 2G H square is equal to 0. We take the differentiation. So 1 plus Q square by 2G minus 2 into H cube is equal to 0. You are very well that how you are taking the differentiation of this equation. So you can do the differentiation, and our main objective to find out the critical depth. So from that we know that critical depth is denoted by H. So we make and simulate the equation in form of that, we are getting the answer in form of the depth H, right? So 1 is equal to Q square by G H cube, and then we'll proportionate that H cube is equal to Q square by G. So H is equal to Q square by G raised to 1 by 3. So these are the depth where we always get the minimum specific energy, and this we call that Hc, and Hc is equal to q square by g 1 by 3. Now same way that we able to get the critical velocity too, and this critical velocity we denoted it velocity of the flow at the critical depth is known as the critical velocity. Now from the same equation we derived earlier for the critical depth, now the critical depth equation we are converted in form of the critical velocity. So Hc is equal to q square by g 1 by 3, but we know that let we are removing shifting the 1 by 3 in the other direction, so we say that Hc cube is equal to q square by g. Now g Hc cube is equal to q square, but q, it means we derived earlier that it is the total discharge divided by width of the channel, so q is equal to q by v. Now this q is equal to, we know by help of the continuity equation, area into velocity, and area of the channel, suppose it is the rectangle channel, then we know that area is equal to b into h, so it is b into h into v divided by b, so we get it h into v, that means we get the hc into vc. So we simplify this equation again, so we will insert this value, so we get that g hc cube is equal to hc into vc square. Now g hc cube is equal to hc square vc square, so g hc is equal to vc square, right? So vc is equal to under root of g into hc, so vc, that means the critical velocity is equal to under root of g into critical depth. These are the fundamental equation we derived it for the specific energy curve. And the third important equation we derived for minimum specific energy. So this minimum specific energy we always derived it at the point C, that means the critical depth and critical velocity. It means when the critical depth and velocity coincide at the same point, then we consider that we are observing the minimum specific energy. So this equation we prepare in form of earlier equation, the same equation we will prepare it form of the E minimum. So E minimum is equal to Hc plus q square by 2g Hc square, and this Hc is again q square by g 1 by 3, so Hc cube is q square by g, so q square is by g is equal to Hc cube, and this we inserted in form of, because we want to make it similar with a comparison between the Hc, so we are converted q square in form of the Hc, so we can inserted this value in form of Hc plus Hc cube upon 2 Hc square. Similarity we can remove it, then we can prepare the equation Hc plus Hc by 2, so we convert it in 3 Hc by 2. So E minimum, it means the minimum specific energy we are receiving by help of the equation alternative by help of 3 by 2 Hc. It means if you know that the critical depth in any channel, then probably you are able to find out that what is the minimum specific energy. So let me take one example. I am sure that how we will find out the different important parameters when we are dealing with non-uniform flow. So find the specific energy of flowing water through a rectangle channel of width is 5 meter, and the discharge which pass through the channel is 10 meter cube per second, and depth of the water is 3 meter. So what equation we use and how we identify that? These examples from the non-uniform flow? Yes. So we can identify it by help of, we have to look it very carefully. It is but obvious that it is the rectangle channel, but again in rectangle channel when you observe that it is with the specific energy, then you understand that this portion comes from the non-uniform, and we derived just now that the equation for E is equal to h plus v square by 2g. So let me apply those equations and we will find out that the values. So you go through, I already shared the book with you, and in the book that you can go directly to the page number 807 where the example are cited. So you can see that the first example, find the specific energy of flowing water through a rectangle channel, and the width is 5 meter and the discharge is 10 meter cube per second, and depth of the water is 3 meter. So we'll enlist first all the given value in the example. So this given value is B is equal to 5 meter, Q is equal to 10 meter cube per second, and H is equal to 3 meter. Now we know the equation specific energy is equal to H plus V square by 2G, where V is equal to, we know that Q by area, so 10 by B into H, 10 by 5 into 3, 2 by 3. Let me insert this value. Instead you alternatively also use the equation Q square. Yes. you can apply the same. We are going to refer it in the second example, but however we can put this value in this equation. So we get that E is equal to 3 plus 2 by 3 square, 2 into 9.81. So we get that the specific energy is 3.0226 in meter. Please be remember that every specific energy we are observed in unit of meter. So ultimately specific energy is nothing but it shows the relative depth, which are the safe depth at where the energy is minimum. It means the water are near about the steady, we consider that, where the velocity and depth are equal, it is nearby equal. So this we consider as where we get the specific energy. Now let me refer the second example. You have to do it yourself, friends. Yes, you have the books with you, but I wish that you try, use your notebook, pen, and try to find out those value yourself. So meanwhile you will remember that how you using the specific energy equations. So find the critical depth and critical velocity of the water flowing through a rectangle channel of 5 meter, right? And the discharge is 15 meter cube per second. So here two value is given you, but the important part that you have to read it from the first line, and it is about to find out the critical depth and critical velocity. In this example you can find out the values by help of the numerical equation, but in addition might be in the exam or in the examination sometime they have mentioned that you also plot the graph and mention that where the critical velocity are coincide. So you have to keep in mind when you are plotting that critical depth and critical velocity, you always try to show the point where the depth and the velocity, that means the velocity from the inclined line and the depth from the bottom, will always remain at the same distance, and then we'll consider that those are the points which are situated where we are generating the minimum specific energy, or we are considering that it is the coincidence or concentration of the specific depth and critical velocity. Now we derived the equation earlier. We know that Hc is equal to q square by g 1 by 3, and Vc we can derive it once we get the value of Hc, then we inserted the value of Hc into Vc. So we get that Vc is equal to under root of g into Hc. So let me see the same example. You can refer in book. These are the example. Again it is situated at the page 807. B and Q is given you. Now we have to find out the value for small q. So small q we can find out, that means the discharge per unit width, we can find out discharge by the width. So 15 by 5, so we get that 3 meter cube per second. Now those value will insert into the equation. So it's very easy to identify, to getting the value for critical depth. So we say we insert the value and then we get the 9 by 9.811 by 3, so 0.972 meter. Again this SC value we inserted in the second value Vc. So we get that Vc, it means the critical velocity, so we get it under root of g into Hc. So 9.81 into 0.978, so we get that 3.088 meter per second. So these are the critical velocity, right? So you, whenever you will solve the example in the examination, my dear friend, please remember the unit. Without unit it is meaningless. So please remember the unit for specific energy is in meter, any depth or critical depth unit is in meter, discharge unit is in meter cube per second, velocity is in meter per second. So those are very important and critical point when you will able to get the maximum score in the examination, and you can differentiate yourself that how you are good with the other students, right? So exam is but obvious it's the race, but in the race we never say that who are the winner, but see, we want to measure your preciousness, that how preciously to solve the example and how carefully you have to cite all the units in the examination, and based on that you will be getting the maximum score. So these units are so important, not only here, but the unit, to remembering the unit, to habit to remember the unit will help you to derive or prepare the best model. So meanwhile, in the way that you able to visualize that how the quantity look like. For example, velocity, you can see that it is the flow, and then it's visualized, it will be passed through one place to the other place in form of meter to the second. So meter per second, we say that. So these are the visualization where you can visualize the different quantities in your mind, and based on that you are able to prepare the different types of the model, right? So these are so important and fundamental to whenever you learn any numerical subject, you always and always remember it by help of the appropriate unit. Now I will take one more example where you will very much clear that how we'll use the different quantities, and then we say that the discharge of water through a rectangle channel of width is 8 meter and discharge is 15 meter cube per second when the depth of the water is 1.2 meter. Now specific energy of flowing water, you have to find out that what is the specific energy. Then second, you have to find out that what is the critical depth, critical velocity, and third, you have to find out that what is the minimum specific energy. So you have remembered the all three equation carefully, and based on that you can find out. So I will refer the same example, and it is situated, it is on the page of 808, and you can refer the example where you have to first task, you have to write down all the quantities which are mentioned in the example. So the quantities are Q 15 meter cube per second, width of the channel 8 meter, and depth of the flow is 1.2 meter. Now discharge per unit width Q, we could find it by help of Q by B, so 15 by 8, then we get it that it is meter square per second. Please remember, see that these are the new unit which are exerted. If somebody will say that what is the unit for discharge, you say meter cube per second, but what is the unit for discharge per width, then the unit will be meter square per second, right? So these are the important points that you have to remember. And now we find out the velocity Q by area, so 15 by B into H, so 15 by 8 into 1.2, so we get it 1.5, and it is in meter per second. And the same value you will insert in the equation for specific energy. These are the first where we want to find out the specific energy is equal to H plus V square by 2G. Insert this value and you can find out the specific energy. Then next is critical depth, Q square by G, and 1.875 square by 9.81, 1 by 3, and you get it the value that 0.78 meter. And these are the VC velocity, and then again you get the answer. And at the last, yes, these are so important to getting the value. So E minimum, will be 3 HC by 2, so 3 into 0.71 divided by 2, so that you get it the value for E minimum. So these are all the examples. I say it just for the practice to understand the equation and deriving the basic values for specific energy. But in real life case, you can see that in the real case we able to find out those values to identify the structure strength, that how the structure will be withstand again those different types of forces are produced by help of the velocity, either in maximum, minimum, or either again the critical, or either supercritical, or either in subcritical way. So these are the real life case studies we are applying to preparing the best kind of the hydraulic structure of most economic hydraulic structures which are applicable to derive the maximum benefit from it. And these all the concept you can prepare it by help of dimensional model analysis, open channel flow, non-uniform flow, uniform flow, and comparize those all the equation and derive the best type of the model which are helpful to getting the maximum benefits. And these are, we say that, engineering. Yes, you have to apply the engineering where we are getting the maximum benefit from it. So the second second theory we can refer it here in form of the critical velocity. So let me move forward. It is defined as the flow at which the specific energy is minimum. The velocity corresponding to that point will define, and most important, this equation we already derived earlier, we call that is the Prod equations, and now it is very easy for us to understand. Vc by Q under root of G into Hc, and it will be equal to 1, it will be greater than 1, it will be less than 1. So depending on greater than, less than, and equal to 1, we are defining the flow is either subcritical, supercritical, and the critical. And the next will be the alternate depth. So I said earlier that in every channel there will be where we get the two different depths where the specific energies are similar. So you see here that at the point G, it means the depth H1, and similar case the depth H2. So you can observe whenever you plot the line, which vertical line which pass through the inclined line EP is equal to H, which are bisect with the horizontal line, where you see that the point H and G, these are the two alternative points where you observed in the stream, where always the specific energy coincide as the similar or as the same. So this we call that it is the alternate depth, right? So these are the point H and G that we consider as the alternate depth. And the last one is the consideration of condition for maximum discharge for given value of the specific energy. So we get the maximum discharge by E is equal to h v square by 2g. So v is equal to q by a, q into b into h. Inserting this value in the equation, and then at the last we get q is equal to b under root of 2g E h square minus h cube. So these are the expression E h square minus h cube should be minimum, that where we get the maximum discharge, and these are the equation for getting the maximum discharge in non-uniform flow. Let me go further, that will derive inserting this value, and then we take the differentiation of this specific energy with respect to the depth, and then we will derive the equation for E is equal to 3h by 2. So these are the specific energy 3 by 2 into h, that where the depth are critical, that we'll consider as where we getting the maximum discharge in the river, right? So these are the equations we have derived, and let me take one example. The specific energy for a 3 meter width channel to be 3 kg into meter per kg, what will be the maximum possible discharge? So we have to find out the maximum possible discharge, and the same you get it by help of the example which are included at the page of 809, the page 809, and then b is equal to 3 meter, E that we have derived, it is 3 meter. Now critical velocity, critical depth we have derived 3 by 2 or 2 by 3 into E, pertaining the value 2 by 3 into E. So we get the answer is 2. So HC, that means the critical depth is 2 meter. So this is all about that. You can do the exercise by using the standard book, where all the examples are included. Make the practice one by one, but be sure before start example that you know, you remember all the equation carefully, and then after you start enlisting those equations, and then you start to refer the example and solve the examples. But whenever you solve, you please keep in mind that you have to write the unit carefully, otherwise it is meaningless. And every unit, when you are left it in the examination, it's probable that it will deduct 1 marks, right? So please be care about it to write down all the unit carefully. So these are all about that how we are referring the non-uniform flow section 1, and mostly we use this non-uniform flow for performing the different types of the hydraulic structures across the natural channel. It means the river tributaries. For example, the check dam we are constructing across river, so we want to know that what are the supercritical flow will generated downstream, what are the subcritical flow will generate upstream, what are the critical flow will generated exactly above the crest, and based on that they will prepare the design, and then they are performing the different designical components and going to construct this type of the structure on the field. And meanwhile, due this reason that we are getting the maximum benefit, otherwise it will be destructed. So these are all about, and I will start the part 2 about the hydraulic jumps in the next lecture. Thank you.